Hello everyone, I'm Diego Olarte. I'm going to explain about the architecture and how and why this is important to society and for me. Through history, architecture has stood as a representation of society, representing the different way of habitat. It's also important that all of the representation of monumental structure to the residents and buildings has become in a storyteller over the years, expressing the important economical, political, and social points in the context. Since, as we know, one of the principles to demonstrate the role play in society today is from where you live or where you are. Then, in the prehistoric times, the instinct of human represented in a history since architecture were constructed in earthen mounds, stone circle, megalithics, and different structures that was complicated to do at that time. In Turkey are the Stonehenge, like the presentation shows. This explain how in our society the role of having a roof and a couple of walls gives the sensation of refuge without many concept of construction or artistic things at that moment. Another time, and one of the most popular time, was ancient Egypt, because the impact of a technological level allows to understand the architecture as something artistic too. Much of what we know about ancient Egypt is about great temples and tombs that was created with a simple structure and important structure at this time, that are the columns. This progressive thing permit to come in a classical and Byzantine time. In this period, the improvement of the structure not only as something functional and mathematical that support, but something more cultural and perfectly moldable in format side. Like Vitruvius say, for without symmetry and proportion, no temple can have a regular plan. After this period, an structural and decorative level pretend to or allow to found this period that as Gothic for me is one of the most important constructive moments, because it's allowed to the perfect alignment in relationship between the structure, creation of space and art. And finally, and from this period, the arrival of new materials and new composition was allowed, and for this reason, the technology to create was simpler. Finally, and from this period, the new materials was the reason to create simpler. All this expressed in a modern and contemporary periods, like the representation shows. Even so, the problem was not in the production of a structure or art production. What really generates impact in architecture is the possibility to understanding ourselves as a society that works together, and that as the years go by need change, because the change we can solve it. The challenge is how to achieve that all of the other architectural and urbanistic components achieve the good systematic and functional cities. There are countless ways that architecture can continue to involve the occupation and respond to changing needs of our society.